Friends, it's a great privilege uh, to have Professor Raghunath Ghosh with us today. Professor Ghosh does not need any introduction, but still, for newcomers, let me tell you that he is one of the most distinguished experts on Indian philosophy, especially Nyaya and many other related areas. He was a professor of philosophy at North Bengal University. He was a national visiting fellow of Indian Council of Philosophical Research. He has many important books and publications to his credit. I don't want to waste time, giving a list of those. So, welcome, Professor Ghosh. And today he will be speaking on the Nyaya concept of Hetvābhāṣa. Some reflections. Over to you, Professor Ghosh.
So, I am very much grateful to the Institute in general and Nirmalo in particular for extending their kind invitation to me to give some lecture or talk with my friends coming from other parts of the country, and we'll have a dialogue. After giving my deliberation, there will be the 20 minutes time for our discussion. One thing I would like to remind Nirmalo that earlier the topic was this, but afterwards I thought that Hetvābhāṣa, this topic is undertaken by Professor Ratna Datta Sharma. So I changed the topic, concept of Sambandha in Navya Nyaya. So today I will speak on that. So because it is a peculiar concept which is admitted, and Sambandha is very controversial. As Moitrey told the earlier session, that Sambandha and conceptualism or any type of mental things, ascriptions which are called kalpana, are secondary reality to Buddhists. So in Indian philosophical methodology, we have three parts: Uddesh, Lakshana, and Pariksha. Uddesh is just give the introduction of the concept, which is called of the cup answer. We are not going in details about under coverage, over coverage, impossibility, but I give something, a rough conception of the object is called Uddesha, which is called Namna Sankirtanam Uddesha. Just I give introductory part. And in the second part, which is followed by the definition of the concept, which is called Lakshana. Atattva Bhavachedaka Dharma Lakshana. That is, I have something to say. But when we will define that object, that is called tattva or reality. And in this case, I have to tell something to all of you which can focus the main concept. No otibhyapti, no abhyapti, no asambhava. It is called, and other concepts are differentiated from this. That is why it is called Lakshana is Atattva Bhavachedaka Dharma. It can differentiate other objects, and the main focus is to be given to the tattva or to the theory which is under consideration. And last one, we have to examine the concept of in various ways. So far as Lakshana and Uddesha are concerned, we will confine ourselves within the Nyaya view. And Pariksha, Dharmakirti came forward and told that there is no entity, real entity called pariksha, lakar, sambandha, because it is the mental phenomenon. However, if time permits, I will give some references or arguments from the Dharmakirti's point of view, which will go against the Nabbanayayikos. Friends, you know the Nabbanayayikos' advent in this country is after 12th century or 10 to 12th century. It started with Gangesh, who is the pioneer, but before that, Udayanacharya and others has given some focus on Nabbanaya. And Nabbanayikos, they believe in relation. Mostly their philosophy is dependent on relation, which is called Sambandha. That is why the Nabbanayikos are taunted by other philosophers as Sambandhin. Sambandhi means having Sambandha as a tattva in their philosophy. They are Sambandhin in the true sense of the term. Literally, it means the philosophers who believe, who primarily are dependent on the concept of relation. And secondarily, it means Sambandhi is wife's brother. So jokingly or tauntingly, it is said by others, all the Nabbanayikos are the wife's brothers. So this is jokingly told, tauntingly told, but the reality is Nabbanayikos are Sambandhins. They believe in the phenomenon of relation. So far as the uddesha of Sambandha is concerned, it is called Namna Sankirtanam Uddesha. I will tell you what Sambandha is in a very briefest manner, without considering the intricacies of the definition, etc. The defects of undercoverage, overcoverage, impossibility, etc. And this sambandha is called dishtha sambandha. Daya baya dhasya murdana shayataya. This is dishtha, that is abiding in two, remaining in two. Sambandha primarily is known by the features of their existence in two. One is called relatum 1, another is called relatum 2. In Nabbanaya language, one is anujogi, another is pratijogi. So you are, those who are acquainted with the Western logic, you know the relation is being expressed in A R B, A small, R capital, B small. That is, A is the relatum 1, B is relatum 2, and in between there is R, capital R is the relation. So R is called tishtha, abiding in two. And if they are abiding in two, it is called sambandha. So under this is the primary definition of, initial definition of sambandha. Afterwards, Professor Mohanty, Professor Bimal Krishna Motilal, who were also oriented in Western logic, they told in Western logic there is no dishtattva in the true sense of the term. It may remain among 3-4 relata. If it is told, then this has been explained. Though there are 4 relata, yet they can be made 2 with the bracketing system A, B, C, D. So we can do A, B, this is one part, plus B and C. In this way, whatever the relata may be, we can transform them into 2. That is why Nyāya statement that Dishto Sambandha is not a nonsensical one. In this way, our modern thinkers who are both expert in Western logic and expert in Indian logic, they try to support the Nyāya in this way. The first is Dishta Sambandha, A or B. A is relatum 1, B is relatum 2, and in between R exists. And so R is Dishto, abiding in A and abiding in B. Therefore, R, capital R, is a relation. This is the first point. Second point, my friend, we can tell it, Lakshana. How can I give the definition of a Sambandha? Now, before coming to definition, I can give you some 2 things. In Nyaya, unlike Buddhism, in Nyaya, there are 2 types of knowledge. One is called Savikalpaka knowledge, that is deterministic cognition, determinate cognition. Another is called indeterminate cognition. And about this, all of you know that this type of Savikalpaka cognition is called Vaishishtabhogahi Gyan. That is, there is a Vaishishta. Vaishishta is very peculiar term in Nyaya. Vaishishta is mainly Vaishishta indicates the holistic cognition. Holistic means there are 3 parts at least. One is called Vishesha, another is called Visheshana, and in between there is a relation. So, Savikalpaka Jnana is called Vaishishtabhogahi. Abhogahan means to take bath. When we take bath, our Abhogahan Snan, which is called, our whole body is subdued in water, dipped into the water. No portion of our body remains out of water. That's why it is Abhogahan. So in knowledge, in the phenomenon of knowledge, there is a sort of Abhogahan. Abhogahan of 3 parts. One part, relatum 1, second part, relatum 2, and third part, the relation. When 3 things are amalgamated, Buddhists call it rupaslesha. Their swarupos are not different. Relata 1, relatum 2, and their relation are amalgamated. And when amalgamated, it is metaphorized as Abhogahan Snan, dipping into the river. Whole body you are putting, dipping and taking bath in the river. So when in the phenomenal knowledge, 3 things are amalgamated, it is technically called Vaishishta. And Boishishto consists of three things. Relatum 1, in Nyaya terminology, it is called Vishesha. Relatum 2, in Nyaya terminology, it is called Visheshana. And in between, there is a relation or Sangsarga or whatever may be. Sangsarga may be in the form of Sangyoga, may be in the form of Samavaya, depending on the particular case. However, this knowledge is called Vaishishto Avagahi Gyan. And if something Vaishishto is there, we will see it is a holistic cognition. Holistic means it is the amalgamated cognition. Amalgamated cognition means combination of three parts at least. One relatum 2, and relation 1. So relation here also dishta sambandha. But in the Sabikalpaka level, these three are amalgamated. That is why Rupaslesha, no Sarupo of each individual component remains. That's why it is called Sabikalpaka cognition. And Sabikalpaka, to make a cognition, Sabikalpaka 1, we must need a relation. Without relation, Sabikalpaka cognition cannot come into being. That's why a relation is an important phenomenon in the particularly conceptual knowledge. Buddha will tell it is conceptual knowledge, it is linguistic expression, whatever may be you told, it is Sabikalpaka. And Sabikalpaka consists of three things, again, Vishesha, Visheshan, and Sangsarga. In Western terminology, relatum 1, relatum 2, and the Sangsarga relation. And that's why Sabikalpaka cognition is called a relational cognition. If we express in English, Sabikalpaka is a relational by virtue of the fact that a relation is the primary thing which can conjoin the relatum 1 and relatum 2. Opposite to that, the Nyaya, there is non-relational cognition also. And to the Buddhist, it is the real. Conceptual knowledge is secondary, Sambriti Sattva, it has got secondary importance. But the primary thing, perceptual cognition, is Swalakshana, as told by my earlier speaker. And it is Nirvikalpaka in Navya. To them, there are so many views. One view, Nirvikalpaka is two relatum, floating in the sky without having contact with a relation. Now there is some sort of problem, philosophical problem. How can you tell the two things A and B if they are floating on the sky? If they are floating images, how can you tell they are relatum itself? Relatum, the term, Sambandhi, the term, is always dependent on Sambandha. If Sambandha is not there, if A and B are Shunnavogahi, Vaishishto Anavogahi, just opposite to Sabikalpaka, no amalgamating factor, They are differentiated with each other. No relation is found between two relata. It is a contradiction because you cannot tell relatum 1, you cannot tell relatum 2, you cannot tell Sambandhi 1, you cannot tell Sambandhi 2, even you cannot tell Anujogi and Pratijogi. The Anujogi and Pratijogi is determined in terms of relation. Had there been no relation at all, it is knowledge, but abhishayaka jnana. It has no object of its own. So if there is nirvishayaka jnana, that is cognition without its contents, it is a logical necessity, but in epistemology, it is very difficult to accept it as a cognition. Therefore, friends, we are not talking about nirvikalpaka here. Sambandha is connected with savikalpa. Somebody might tell that A and B in the nirvikalpaka stage are there, but no relation. And if relation is not there, Vaishishto Anavagahitya is there. There is no holistic cognition, separated cognition, A and B, and no amalgamation. Amalgamation is there, so we won't have any conceptual knowledge. If there is any cognition, it is called nirvishaya. Some of the Nyayiko Ekodeshi, like Vishwanath and other called, that nirvikalpaka is not at all a prama, pratyaksha. Jnanam jan nirvikalpakam tad atindriyam ishyate. This is said by Vishwanath, that nirvikalpaka is a kind of cognition which is non-sensual. If it is non-sensual, the very definition of perception, indriyartha sannikarshatpannam jnanam, this cannot be applicable to this. However, regarding nirvikalpaka, there are so many problems, but one thing is to be accepted, nirvikalpaka is logically essential to avoid infinite regress. Savikalpaka is the cognition. It must have some substratum. The substratum is nirvikalpaka. Nirvikalpaka is the end of substratum. It has no further nirvikalpaka. Therefore, Vishishta Buddhi, Visheshano Vishesho Sambandha Vishaya, Vishishta Buddhitvat Dandi Purusho iti Vishishta Buddhivat. This is the inferential argument through which we can infer nirvikalpaka. Forget about nirvikalpaka. Let us come to the conclusion of savikalpaka, where there are three things together. If we analyze the holistic cognition, we will get three vishayas there, three content. One, vishesha, another visheshan, third one is sangsarga or sambandha. So the Navya-Nyayikos, they think that in vishesha there is visheshata, in visheshan, that is relatum number 2, there is visheshanata, in sangsarga there is sangsargata. So they tell that three parts of cognition which formulate the savikalpaka one. The first one is visheshata nishta. Second one is Visheshanata Nishta. And third one is Sangsargata Nishta. And Vishayo, there is Vishayata. So no, Nyaikos believe that Vishayata remains in Vishayo, just as Visheshata remains in Vishay, Visheshanata remains in Vishay, Visheshanata. So there are three cognitions which are amalgamated. And if you analyze Vishayata there, you get easily. One is Visheshata Nishto Vishayata, another is Visheshanata Nishto Vishayata, and in between there is Sangsargata, and there is also Sangsargata Nishto Vishayata. Suppose Ghata. So there is three things. One side there is Ghato, relatum number one. Another side there is Ghatotto, relatum number two. Between Ghatotto and Ghato there is Sangsargo, which is Samavaya. So in Ghato there is a Vishaya, which is characterized as Visheshata Nishto Vishayata, a kind of contentness existing in the term which is called qualificanness. And Visheshanata Nishta Vishayata, there is also a specific type of contentness existing in the qualifierness. And the third one is a kind of contentness existing in the sangsargata, that is in relation. So if I want to get what is called sangsargo, what is called sangsargo, it is told that there are three types of vishayata. Visheshato, Visheshanota Vishayata, Visheshata Nishta Vishayata. Other than these two, what remains? They have taken the method of residue, which is called Parishesha Anuman. They call the Vishayata remaining in between Visheshata Nishta Vishayata and Visheshanata Nishta Vishayata is Samsargata Nishta Vishayata, that is only Sambandha. So it is told Vishesho Visheshanata Anno Vishishtodhi Vishayatam. So Visheshata Nishta Vishayata, put it in one side. Visheshanata Nishta Vishayata, put it another side. In between what remains, that is Samavaya, is called Vishesh Samsargata Nishta Vishayata. It is not at heart, the sound seems to be hard, but Vishay remain, because knowledge, if you claim something as knowledge or cognition, it is knowledge of something. In Nirvikalpako, there is not knowledge something, of something. That's why we call it, it is logically existent. But in Savikalpaka cognition, when you tell about Vishesha, you must say what is the Vishaya of it. Vishaya is Ghata. In the case of Visheshana, that is Ghatattva, is the Vishaya of Ghatattva. So between two Vishayata, Ghatanishta and Ghatattvanishta, there is third Vishayata, which is called Sangsargata Nishta, that is Samavaya. So, my friend, this is called a kind of method, or it is Parisheshanumana. Other than Visheshata Nishta Vishayata and Visheshanata Nishta Vishayata, what remains is Sambandha. You forget Ghatattva one side, Ghato is another side. What remains in between Ghato and Ghatatto? It is Samavai. And it is the controller, it is the regulator of the knowledge Sambandha. That is why it is called Vishishtodhi Niyamaka. Niyamaka means it's a regulator. Had there been no R in between A and B, it would have been a meaningless sentence. It would have been a non-conceptual sentence. That's why, friend, we can call Sambandha is essential for any type of communication. In fact, a relation removes the ambiguous statement, removes ambiguity in speaking. So, however, suppose you can tell Rupi Ghato, Rupovan Ghato. Ghato is the Vishesha, its Vishaya is Ghato itself, Rup is the Visheshan, its corresponding Visheshan is Rupa, and between Rupo and Ghata, there is a Sangsarga which is called Samavai. In simple terms, if I say three types of Vishayata is there, forget about Rupanishta Vishayata, forget about Ghatanishta Vishayata, in between what remains, it's Samavayanishta Vishayata. It is Samavay because the case undertaken here determines Samavay. It may be Samjogo, Ghato Bhutalayo Samjogo, Sarupa Sambandha must be there. However, this is called Sambandha, and this Sambandha may be one, may be more than one. I told Dishta Sambandha. Now it is told by the Nyayikos that Dishta may remain in 2-3 places. But everywhere, if you divide it, it is Dishta. Suppose Hasto table, the hand and the table, there is a relation called Samjog. And table and the platform, there is another relation which is also Samjog. So it is called Paramparasam. And what is called Sakshat Sambandha and also Paramparasam. Sakshat Sambandha is that which is directly known. Just as I told Rupi Ghato, Rupavan Ghato, there is no secondary relationship, one relation between two relata. If there are two relations between four relatum, that is hand and table, table and the platform, then it is called Parampara Sambandha. And it is Nabbanaya is told that Sambandhantara Ghatita Sambandha Parampara Sambandha. Shastrayasrayatta Sambandha. It is very term sound very very problematic, but actually not. Sha asrayo asrayatva. Dandi. Dandi is the term. Its substratum is dando. Dandito, dando, and whose substratum is dandatto. So dandi is connected with dandatto through shastrayasrayatto. This is the newly invented relation. It is parampara, no doubt. But parampara has got different dimensions. In this case, when dando is connected with dandatto, this is simple, shakhat. And when dondi is connected with dandatto, there is parampara. And this parampara is called Sha Asrayo Asrayatto. Sha, it is the main relatum dondi. Its Asrayo is dando, and dando's Asrayo is dandatta. So dandi is indirectly connected with dandatta. That is how Shastraya Asrayatta Roop Parampara Sambandha. And there are two types of relation, as I told. And in Nyaya, they raise the problem. What is the problem? We are acquainted with two types of famous, well-known relation. That is Sanjog and Samavaya. But how can I explain certain cases where Samavaya cannot be applicable and Sanjogo also cannot be applicable? Suppose we have taken the relation between teacher and teacherhood, Shikhako and Shikhakotto. There is a relation because it is a Sabikalpako cognition. Shishyo and Shishotto, it is a Sabikalpako knowledge, there is a relation. Again, Guru and Gurutto, there is a Sabikalpako relation. Adhar এবং adheyota, there is a sabikalpaka relation. Now the question raised by the Nobonayayikos themselves that there is no samavaya, shikhako and shikhakotto, there is no samavaya. Why? Because shikhakotto is not a samanno, it is upadhi. What's the difference between upadhi and samanno? Nittotte sati aneka samavetotta. It must be nitto and remaining in many places. Shikhakotto is not the inborn property. Pitritto is not an inborn property. After growing up, when you attain qualification and got service, then you have become Shikhakotto. Shikhakotto is acquired property, not inborn property. Pitritto, when you are having a son or daughter, whatever may be, you can claim yourself as father. And this Pitritto is an acquired property. So in this way, property changes. When you are in a bus, you are a passenger. When you are in a doctor's room, you are a patient. When you are in the hospital to see someone, you are a party, patient party. When you are purchasing something, you are a customer. When you are reading, you are a student, chhatro or chhatri, whatever may be. All these are acquired property. Now the Nobonayayikos raise the question, what type of relation you have to accept a relation between Pitritto and Pita, Shikhakotto and Shikhako. You must accept a relation. Without a relation, it would not have been a relational cognition. Samavaya has not the case of applicability. Samavaya is not applicable here. Sangyogo is also Drabbayo Sangyogo. Shikhakotto is not a Drabbo. So how can you relate between these? Nobonayayikos invent a relation which is called Sorupo. If you don't get any relationship between two things, famous relationship, well-known relationships like Sanjog, Samavaya, you put Sorupo there. Sorupo is of infinite type. Third grade is Sorupo. And Sorupo means Shastra Rupam Sorupam. The definition is given. Kliptasam Kinchid Dharmo Upurageno sangsargavattam. Suppose shikhakatva and shikhako. These are the relational cognition. This is a relational cognition. But no samjogo and samobhayo is applicable here. Then what? Well, you can take anyone as a relation, two in one. It served as a relation and also served as a relative. Shikhako to remains in shikhako in the same term with the relation called shikhako, with the relation called shikhako. So adhyota and adhyo. So adhyota and adhyo, there is a relation called adhyota. So there is also a kind of just a minute. What is it? What is Bigalis? So one thing is that there are two things, shikhakotto and shikhako. There is neither samjog nor samobhayo. So we have to accept a kind of a case of sorupa sambandha. Shikhakotto may be taken as two in one. In one side it is a relatum, another side it is the relation. So shikhakotto remains in shikhako in Swarupa Sambandha. Pitritto remains in Pita, Swarupa Sambandha. And we have to specify the Swarupa Sambandha. In case of Pitritto and Pita, between this, Pitritto and Pita, there is Swarupa Sambandha. But Pita and Putro, if you say what is the relation between this, Potni and Pati, what is the relation between these? This relation is also Swarupo in the form of Nirupo Nirupako. Because had their relative terms, Guru and Shishya, their relative terms. Pita and Putro, there is a relative terms. And Shikhako and Shikho, all these are relative terms. Adhar and Adhyo, they are relative terms. Therefore, one you may call Nirupo, another is called Nirupako. Putro is the term which is determined by Pita. Otherwise, Pita is the term which is determined by Putra. It depends on the desire of an agent. You know, in Nyāya, they told that desire is important, vivaksha, or tatparjo of a person. These are essential. So, Nirupo Nirupaka Sambandha is also a kind of Swarupo, but little bit specific. So, when Putro I tell, had there been no term father in this world, the term son or daughter would have been meaningless. Therefore, there is Putro, there is Nirupo Nirupaka. And there is a joke. May I tell a joke to you? A gentleman has invited a couple. He has seen the gentleman and told, "Aap pati patni aiye." You come with the couple. You come yourself and your wife. Not your wife, it is told. You come and wife. Pati patni aiye. Now, if that gentleman, there is ambiguity. There is ambiguity. What in what sense? if the gentleman takes some other's wife and goes to the gentleman's house, it is not illegal or uncalled for, because he told Poti Patni Aiye. He is Poti, determined by his own wife, and another one is Patni, determined by some other gentleman. But both are in any way Poti and Patni. Another story. When I joined in my university, there was another lady who was Mrs. Ghosh, Manjulika Ghosh. And when we are meeting in the guest house, the third person, Chinmay Goswami, is introducing me with some other person, myself and Manjudi. The telling he is Mr. Ghosh and lady is Mrs. Ghosh. After that, Chinmoy thought there is some miscommunication, so he told not to be taken together because he does not know Noponna. So here, if I don't use the term or intent nirupakata, when somebody told me you come wife and husband, then wife is determined by her own husband, husband is determined by her own. So here own, the own has a significance. The term own is technically told by Nirupitattva. Nirupo, one is determined, another is determinator. So when there everywhere there are two persons, so when I am a customer and there is a shopkeeper, so customer is determined by shopkeeper. So these are called Nirupo Nirupak Sambandha. Again, my friend, this Swarupa also includes Tadatma. And Tadatma, you know, there are two types of Tadatma. One Tadatma is in the sense of similarity, tad bhinnatte sati, tad gato bhuyo dharma vattam. When I say the moon is just like a face, face is just like a moon. Here there is a difference. Tad bhinnatte sati. Moon and the face is different. In spite of that, there is certain tad bhinnatte sati tad gato bhuyo dharma vattam. In between there is a common property. Though there is a difference, there is a common property. This is one type of tat atma asho tadatma. Similarity. Buddhists accept this in case of Anuman. According to them, Anuman, Bhakti comes from three levels, Tadatma, Tadutpatti, and Anupalabdhi. Tadatma is that which is neither absolutely same nor absolutely dissimilar. Just as I tell, Phool or Pattar, flower and the stone, they are completely different with each other. Therefore, they are not tadat. Again, if I say ghatatva and kalashatva, they are absolutely ottanta bhed, so there is no identity. Ottanta abhed, there is no identity. That's why they follow the example ayang briksho singshapatvat. There is a similarity between Singshapatto and Brikshatto. Singshapa is a simul tree. So wherever there is simulatto, there is Brikshatto. This is idea. But the Nobonoyaikos are, they believe in the similarity, sense of identity. But one level more, they believe even if two things are uttered They are absolutely identical, and there is a relationship. Yatha ghato ghata. Ghat is ghat. And they told that Ghato has got a Tadatmo relation, and it is one of the Swarupa, one form of Swarupa. And Tadatmo, what does it mean? Abhedas Tadatmo. If there is absolutely identical, there is Tadat. Just as Ghato Ghato. We normally use in our life, Uttam Kumar is Uttam Kumar. We normally use the word in the national channel. You will say some instances. Cha to chai hai, tea is tea. When there is a quarreling between two gentlemen, you will see that one is uttered twice. Enough is enough. All these things are unmeaningful or nonsensical. Our Nabbanaya goes told, no, it is sensical. When I say Ghato, Ghato, when I say Uttam Kumar is Uttam Kumar, it gives you some Abhed, sense of Abheda, identity. And what Abheda means? Where there is no Veda. And Vedo is the technical term of Nabbanai, which indicates Annanna Bhav. When I tell Ghato na Pata, it is sensical. And if you negate it, Ghato na Pato, if you negate it, then Ghato Ghato, Pato Pato will come. That is what the Nauyayikos told, Nabbanayikos particularly, that Ghato and Ghata, these are identical and having meaning because it indicates Abheda. Abheda means, what does it mean? Abheda, it is told, Abheda means Sabritti Asadharana Dharma. And so what is called Asadharana Dharma? It is told Asadharanam cha ekamatra vrittittam. So Asadharan, why? Ghat is Ghata. Moon is moon. Uttam Kumar is Uttam Kumar. Tea is tea. Enough is enough. We, the normal people, speak like this without entering into the controversy of it. And the Nauyayikos, their main argument, logic, it is Abheda. That means no Annanna Bhava. That is, if I want to give you some idea of incomparability, Atulaniyatva, Uttam Kumar is Uttam Kumar. Then we use, this is not tautology. If it is a tautology, it is virtuous tautology. So if I say cha to chai hai, that means tea is tea. Enough is enough. So these things, I gave some prasad in Saraswati Puja. Somebody has taken small portion of it. I told, why you are not taking much? He told me, prasad is prasad. I understood what he meant by this. So this is tadatma. And if you go through the definite description of Annanna Bhava, you will see that tadatma has to be understood. If tadatma in this sense, absolute identical sense, if you don't accept tadatma, you cannot accept Annanna Bhava. Because Annanna Bhava is called tadatma sambandhavachinna pratijogita ka bhava. Where there is no tadatma, there is Veda. So in Vedanta, it is more clear that Veda Advaita, why? Dvaita Bhav, Dvaita Veda. And what type of Veda is there? Sajatiya Veda, Vijatiya Veda, and Sagato Veda. Veda means difference. So Vrikshasya Sagato Veda, Patra Pushpo Faladivi. A tree has got internal differences insofar as their leaves, flowers, and fruits are concerned. Vrikshantarat sajatiyo. A tree is different from another tree. There is a difference, but it is homogeneous difference. And vijatiya shiladita. That means a tree is completely different from a stone. So friend, this Veda, if these three types of Veda is eradicated, is completely removed, we will have the cognition of Abheda. This Abheda is Advaita, for which the Advaitim Vedantins are fighting during their whole lives. So Veda, if we understand properly, we must know Abheda. That is why Veda and Abheda both are, if Veda has logic, Abheda has logic, or Abheda also has some logic. That's why it is called Tadatmo in the absolute similar sense. So ghato ghato. So like this. Again, one thing about which my other friends, non-Nabbanayayika's friends, are afraid of, with the term Abhacheda. They told that Naiyayikas are always after Abhacheda. Abhachedaka means cut into size. Chedan. It has come from the word chedan. If you want to make a shirt, you go to the shopkeeper and take a piece of shirt which is cut into size. From the big cloth, you are given as much as you want. So this is abhacheda. So something has to be abhachedaka. Abhachedaka what? From the standpoint. Abhachedaka to make something into size. Befitting. Into size means befitting. When we cut a coat, suit, we must see whether it is befitting or not. So I can say, friend, that I am giving you lecture. I am giving lecture to you. So I am very much with you. I exist with you. How? I do not exist with you. I exist with you. Both are sensical. True Nabbanayayikos. How? The Nayayikas will tell if Avachedaka is different. I am with all of you, including Nirmalla. Why? Because offline Avachedaki. And I am different from you. Online, I am identical with you online. So far as Avachedaka is concerned, as online. But offline, I am different. I am in the room. I am not in the room, we can say. People will ask, why, sir, you are very much in the room? I may tell that I am in the room insofar as the southern part of the room is concerned, or eastern part of the room is concerned. Purva dishavachedena ahamasmi. Paschimo dishabodchedano, I am not there. So here, Sanjogabodchinneno, I am in this room. Samavayabodchinneno, I am not in this room. Because after two, I will not in the platform. So here, Abodchedako gives you certain criteria of removing ambiguity. Again, I can tell you, you might have heard the example of Popi Sangyogi Etod Vrikshatva. In a tree, there is the monkey conjunction. A monkey is sitting in the tree. But someone is telling, no, monkey is not sitting in the tree. A Nyāya will tell, both are correct. Suppose a monkey is on the branch of the tree. Then you can easily say that Banoro Shakhabodchedeno tishtati. But after taking fruit, that monkey may sit on the base of the tree. You can tell that Shakhabodchedeno Banoro naosti, Mulabodchedeno usti. Insofar as the base of the tree is concerned, he is on the ground, on the base. Not absence is in the another part of the tree. So Shakhabodchedeno osti, Mulabodchedeno osti, and opposite may be. So here Abodchedako is very, very fundamental thing to remove ambiguity. Sometimes it is told that there are certain relationship which is called that Abodchedako and Abodchedya Samparko. This is also a kind of relation and also a kind of Sarupa Sambandha. So here, another example I will give you, that Abodchedako can be inserted. My guru, who was a stalwart of number 9, Dinesh Chandra Guha, usually called, used to tell me that you can tell a dangerous word to a woman by virtue of taking some Avachedaka in view. You can tell, Konnate Gorgini, your daughter is pregnant. Daughter means unmarried daughter. And if you are attacked by the guardian, you can say, yes, she is pregnant, insofar as the Pragobhavapatto is taken as a Avachedaka. Because now she have Pragobhav of Putrabhutto. So she will be, when the Pragobhava will go away, she will be Putrabhati in the true sense of the term, or Konnabhati in the true sense of the term. Mahesh Chandra Vidya, in his Nyāya Bhāṣa Pradik, Kalipada Tarkacharya has translated into Bengali, he told that all the Indians are in England. And what nonsense you are telling? All the Indians are in England. And how? But you have to give one Avachedaka. What is that Avachedaka? Sa Sambrat Odhikrito Rajyatva. Or all the Indians are in England. Sa means Indians. Their Sambrat is British, tat odhikrito rajyatto England shanti, rajyatto England osti. So we are in England insofar as Samrat Odhikrito Rajyatto. These are some of the অবচ্ছেদক and অবচ্ছেদ্য relationship in নব্যন্যায়. And another thing I will tell you, there is another beautiful example they have given. I am here. I am not here. I can tell it. How can they call bodhikarano dharmavachinna abhava? What is called bodhikarana dharmavachinna abhava? Suppose manusyateno gauna. A cow is cow. But you can tell manusyateno gauna. A cow is not a cow in the form of a man. This is, man is a different locus, go is the different locus. Or you can take otherwise, gotteno manusho no. We are man, not in the form of go. Because go has a different odhikaran, I have a different odhikaran. So bodhikarano dharmavachinna abhavo. These are also, all these things have been done by them for the sake of precision, hair splitting analysis of language, to tell you something which is not ambiguous in the true sense of the term. That is why it is called Sambandha has to be taken. And all these are Niruppa Nirupakata, as we told, Adhar and Adhyo. There is Niruppa Nirupakata. So you have all the Indians are Adhyo. How do you know? Because all of you have got Aadhaar card. Aadhaar card is called the card which proves your citizenship. Adhyo. So Aadhaar is the Nirupako of your Adhyo. So here, Aadhaar card and yourself, there is Niruppo Nirupakata bhav. Also voter card and yourself. But Aadhaar is more accurate because the term Aadhaar is the substratum. Adhyo is the superstratum. So why you have been taken? If you go elsewhere, even for treatment, people will ask Aadhaar. They wanted to know whether you are Adhyo of Bharatvarsha or not. Or passport is also Aadhaar Adhyo, like this. So friends, that is why, though the Nyāyikos are called Sambandhin, yet it is to be taken that only for the sake of precision, we must accept different types of Sambandha. And last one I will tell. We have known many things, but we have 5 fingers. And we know the term Panchatta Prakti. Death, another name of death is Panchatta Prakti. If I ask you, where does the Panchatta remains? What is the relation between Panchatta and 5 fingers or 5 bhutas, Khittaptej Marudra? If I ask you, no Samyoga is possible, no Samavaya is possible, and no Swarupa in the other sense is not possible. So they have invented that Panchatta is the term which is connected simultaneously with 5 fingers. Simultaneously means porjapto. It is not one finger is there and other fingers are not there. 5 fingers remain, 5 numbers remains in 5 fingers simultaneously, not successively. 5 number exist in 5 bhutos simultaneously, not successively. That is why it is called Panchatto and Pancho. There is a relationship, Ditto and Do. There is a relationship called Porjatto, Porjatti. This is the new invention of them to accommodate the number, conception of number in a verbal communication. And friends, there is not much time. I should give you some times for discussion. Otherwise, I would have taken some objections against this by Dharmakirti, as found in his Sambandha Pariksha. He wrote a book on Sambandha Pariksha, and in Sambandha Pariksha, he has given certain arguments in favor of non-acceptability of a relation. So I am refraining from that. If we meet you again for some time, I will say against Sambandha. Today, whatever I told in favor of the existence of acceptance of or admittance of the relation, particularly in the Nyaya system of logic. Thank you very much for your patient hearing.
Thank you. It is really wonderful to listen to one of the central concepts of Nyaya in such a lucid manner. Thank you very much, Professor Ghosh. And I request our participants, if they have any questions or clarifications to ask, please come forward.
Sir, can I say
Yes,
some?
go ahead.
According to Nyaya, the criteria of the relation is dishtho.
Yes.
Am I right, sir? Dishtho.
Yes.
Dishtho means, I mean, according to Nyaya, relation. Dishtho means the relations resides in both, like Anujogi and Pratijogi.
Yes.
Yes. So, if we know that if anything resides in any place, there must be a relation.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Yes.
what is the relation between, in that case, Songjog and table, or Songjog or book? Sir, please explain.
Actually, dishtho sambandho, this is the primary uddesho. This is the introductory thing, that if there is a relation, first criterion is it has to be in between two. Now, what you told, that Sanjoga may remain in 2, may remain in 4 also. But 4 can be divided into 2 as our Western Indian scholars who are exponents of both told that it can be divided into 2. So ultimately it can be distho, it can be made distho. But what you told, there is a relation between hand and the book, hand and the table. So it is together or it is different. When I have hand on the table, this is Sanjog, and table is also connected with the book. hand, table, and book. So what are the relatum you want to mean? If you say the relatum is hand and the table, there is Samjogo. If you say the relatum is hand and the book, that is also Samjogo. And if you say this, you can tell both are Samjog because having the same Drabbayo Samjogo. If there is two objects, substances, then there is a kind of Samjog. So here, Samjoga is not ambiguous at all. If you put your hand to the table, you can remove your hand. Vibhago is also possible. And it is Samjogo on, by virtue of the fact they are called Juto Siddhi. Juto Siddhi means it can be differentiated. After certain time, you can lift your hand from the book and you can lift the book from the table. So Samjogo must have some characteristics. First, it exists in two of substances. Secondly, it will be Juto Siddha. Unlike Samavaya, which is called Ayuto Siddha, you cannot, inseparable relationship is called Ayuto Siddha and separable relationship is called Juto Siddha. Ayuto Siddha is Samavaya and Juto Siddha is Samjoga. Am I correct?
Yes, sir. But I have another query.
Please.
The relation between book and table. Okay, so relation between book and table is Samjog.
Yes.
Okay, so Samjog. Samjog is the relation between them.
Yes.
So my question is, Samjog in which relation is related with the table or a book? I mean, actually.
Okay. Actually, Dharmakirti in his Sambandha Pariksha raised the question of infinite regress. So your question going towards that, suppose my hand is connected with table, with a book. So there is a Samjog. And Samjog is connected with table. The Samjogo by virtue of a guna, it will have relation with table if you take only Samjog, not the Samjogi book. If you take the Samjogo relation with the table, then there will be Samavaya. Because Samjogo is a quality, so Guno, Gunino, Sambandho, Samavaya. So there is Samavaya. But the problem is that Dharmakirti raised that if you accept Samjog and table, there is a Samavaya. And then Samavaya will have another relation with the table, which is relation number 3. First relation, your book and hand. Second relation, Samjog and the table. Third relation, Samavaya and table. Samavaya and the table. So these are 3 types of relation you are maintaining. And fourth also may somebody complain that fourth Samavaya will come to an end. Come if there is a relation between Samavaya and the table. In this way, there will be an infinite regress. In order to avoid that, it is not to accept relation at all. This is the Dharmakirti's argument. I can tell you. From the Nyāyiko's point of view, I can tell you, between hand and the book there is a Samjog, and Samjog and table there is a Samvaya. And Samavaya is not related to another relation. Samavaya is the last. Because Samavayastu eko evo. Nitto and eko. Samavaya is the relation which is one and eternal. Secondly, Samavayastu Shasrita Samavaya. Samavaya will remain in itself. Anasrito Samavaya. It remains within itself. So there is no scope for getting Samavayanta. Second Samavaya is not possible due to his eternality in nature, due to his oneness in nature. So, Samavaya and table, only Sanjog and table, there is second relation which is called Samavaya.
Thank you, sir. Thank you
Okay,
for the
okay. Thank you.
information. Thank you very much.
Any other question or
Sir,
clarification?
sir, I have one question.
Yes,
Please.
please.
Sir, when I am seeing a God at the first time, so while I am cognizing the God for the first moment, at that same moment, whether I am also cognizing the God, Ghatatva, and the relation in between it, or in the next moment after a realization, certain realization. When just when I am perceiving the God, at that same moment, I am also perceiving the relation in between God and Ghatatva, or in the second moment after a certain realization.
Actually, if it is your first experience, suppose when you see for the first time the mouse of a computer, now you know it is called mouse because it looks like mouse. But when you saw first time, you did not know the name, you did not know the characteristic features, causal efficacy of the object. If you see that jar for the first time, it is nirvikalpa. Name is not given to you, and the purpose is not also given to you. Ghatatva is not there in that sense. But afterwards, when you come to know it is called Ghat, it is called, it has function, then the Ghatatva is covering the Ghat remains. And at that time you can relate between two. Only one relatum cannot be called relatum in the true sense of the term. It is in the void. So, first time, that is why, my friend, I can tell you, when the Nyayikos have given the proofs for the existence of God, they told that at the time of Pralaya and Srishti, both remains at the desire of God. Ishwarasya jihitshavasat, due to having the desire of destruction, he destroyed the whole world. And when Ishwar has got Sistrika, Srijon Korar Icha, in order to create something, then he starts creating. And creation starts with the combination of two atoms. Now CERN is in Switzerland. They are making research whether two atoms are conjoined automatically or conjoined by conscious element. Bhor korte gelo, from where the energy comes so that two material objects are combined. So Donuk is the first product. Then for Tanmatro and Pancho, Bhut, etc. But when you know the jar as jar, who has given you Sanket of telling jar as a jar? You know that Asmat Shabdat Ayamartho Bodhabbo iti Ishwarecha Sanketa. This is the earlier Nyaya view. Afterwards, the Nobonayayikos told that this is not only God-given sanket, even the senior persons also can give. So when you see the jar, you have no boishishtabhogahi gyan. Only you know something. You do not know Ghatotva and their relation. Ghatotva and the relation, this relational cognition, which I called you Vaishishtabhogahi Gyan, at the level of Savikalpako, after certain time, when you come to know this is jar, it is used for such and such. At that time, the relation comes, not the initial moment. That is why one of the proof for the existence of God is that Sargadi Kalino, Sargadi Kalino Ghata Shabdo, Ghatapada Babahara Joggo. How? Because someone, conscious being, has given you the idea that this is the jar. It is called jar. The name is given. And then you can have Savikalpaka cognition with a relationship. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. I think with this, let us again, convey our sincere regards to, Professor Raghunath Ghosh for such a brilliant, lucid exposition of Sambandha and its different types. And I especially, thank him for being with us in spite of some medical emergency in his family. So thank you very much, Professor Ghosh, for being with us. And we wish, Mrs. Ghosh's speedy recovery. Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Thank you, Nirmanlo, for your best wishes. And I share with all of my friends that I am mentally little bit upset for this. However, your blessings, your best wishes make me recover, make me go ahead all these problems. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes.
And
Thank
thank you again for bringing me here amongst you. Thank you.
Thank you.